All right, so let's go ahead and start on our backs. We're going to begin in Shavasana and in Shavasana. We're going to be here for about 60 minutes. No, just kidding. I'll meet you there in a second. So feel free to modify, feel free to adjust, feel free to reach for anything that you feel like you need right now. So much for being here. I'm thankful to get a chance to practice with you. As you allow your body to settle in this position, I invite you to gather a very long inhale through the nose, sighing it out through the mouth. Allow your body to become a little bit heavier with each one. So let's practice that one more time. Big inhale through the nose. Feel that sense of expansion in all directions. Sighing it out as you exhale. Last time like this. Deep inhale. Sighing it out as you exhale. You're welcome to seal the lips. Maybe even take a lick. Take a swallow. As you feel ready, bring your attention into the tip of the nose. Observe the breath as it moves through the nostrils. And begin to shift into this practice of presence. As I notice my breathing, I may also become aware of my body's movement with the breath. I may be noticing perhaps now my experience of interacting with my space. How's my body interacting with its surroundings? What is it sensing? What is it feeling? Perhaps the temperature of the room. Any scents that travel through the air. Support underneath it, which you can then begin to shift into this sense of surrendering. We're easily arriving onto the earth. Notice the sky above you and the openness that it creates. You are supported below and above and all around. You are here now. As you become aware of your form, use this opportunity to create a gentle body scan here. So bringing your awareness all the way down into the toes, scanning up through the legs, hips, back body. Scanning through the back of the arms and how the hands rest on the surface of this room. Scanning through the fingertips, the palms, wrists, and forearms, the crease of your elbows, upper arms, and shoulders, the sides of the neck, the sides and the back of the head. Bring your awareness into the crown of the head, and let it trickle down through the muscles that should contour your face. Your jaw, throat, the upper chest, center of the heart, upper abdomen, lower abdomen, the navel. As I invite you to shift into consciously connected breathing, see if you can follow the navel all the way up as you inhale. Follow it as it drops down as you exhale. And as you begin to increase the rhythm of your breath, the length of the breath, the depth of the breath, experience your own multidimensionality once more. And within that movement, give your mind the permission to rest. Mind loves movement. And so we are here giving it an opportunity to rest within the waves of our moving and constant breath. As you begin to breathe this deeply and perhaps even louder, the mind will find less and less distractions, but it may wander from time to time, so that's okay. May we notice where the mind wanders, where it goes, where it wants to go. And with firm attention, may we bring it back into the breath. And as you utilize this breath to actually move downward into the body, can you notice areas of your body that are experiencing sensation? What are the types of sensation and what qualities can be attributed to these sensations? Is there a lack of sensation anywhere? No right or wrong, no good or bad. But actually take the seed into non-judgmental awareness and embrace all this information as just that, information for me to work with. That when applied, I can begin to create shifts and changes with it. Just a couple more breaths here, really stabilizing our nervous system. Not only the physical body, but the mental and other subtle bodies, a time to arrive and integrate, a time to unite so that we can together work within this practice. And as you continue to breathe like this, invite gentle movements. Maybe brush your thumbs through the fingertips. Pull your toes around. Maybe you can open and close the fist as slowly as possible. Noticing the idea of reaching and the idea of grasping as you open and close. Notice the duality between those two actions. Can you now begin to reach as you open the arms, maybe even flex or point your feet? As you exhale, can you feel a sense of heaviness? Maybe fists will close again. One more breath like that, maybe expanding now. Arms are reaching up and over the head. Exhale, letting the arms soften behind you. Just pausing there for a moment. Begin to bend your knees. And allow the feet to come back to the mat. As you feel ready, begin to heel toe your feet apart. Allow yourself to touch the edges of your feet. As you notice the edges of the mat, we'll begin to draw the knees towards each other and just pause here for a moment, taking a full breath in. As you exhale, may you feel the release of the hips, so rather than pressing the knees to come towards each other, and to just gently rest there. Let's take another long inhale here, and as you exhale, begin to windmill the knees over to the right side, keeping the feet apart. Just drop into the arches of the feet. Allow the knees and the thighs to get heavier so they're gradually gravitating towards the ground. You're welcome to keep the head and the gaze neutral or gently roll it over to the left side. Notice that the left side of your body can gently lift off the ground as the legs become heavier. And as that left hip lifts, you might experience a gentle and quite subtle stretch in the psoas of the left side of your body. This muscle that connects the upper body with the lower body, we use it pretty much every single day and a lot. So it can feel tender, it can feel overworked, or even tense. But these are just options. These are possibilities. What is your experience right now? What are you sensing inside of your body and around your body? Let's gather another long inhale through the nose. Feel free to sigh it out through the mouth. As you feel ready, coming back to center. Letting the soles of the feet return to the earth. Knees can stay neutral. We'll gently allow them to roll in towards the midline. Perhaps they will even kiss. Gather one more inhale here, and as you connect to your exhale, knees will windmill over to the left side. Rolling back into the arches. Allowing yourself to get heavy in the lower body. It's almost like gravity is pulling you down. The head can stay neutral, or you can even rotate it over to the right side. The heavier the legs, the higher the lift on the right side of your body, particularly around the glute, hip, and lower back. So as you allow this to happen, you begin to release the grip and just rest here. As the breath navigates the body, notice what is your experience. The psoas on this right side may feel different than the left. It may feel the same. But know that even when we work on one part of our body, everything is connected and will create a positive effect as a cascading chain of events. So as we take these shapes, can we practice conscious awareness and presence with what we're doing? Giving the body an experience of actually being held, seen, and supported. But that feeling, while it's practiced in one place, again, it may ripple around you, giving you a sense of ease throughout the nervous system. You are safe here. Gather one more long inhale and feel free to sigh it out through the mouth. Gently come back to center. Letting the knees stay neutral, or again, slightly rotating them towards the midline. Finding a moment there. Then gently walking the feet a little closer together, heel toe the feet, hip width distance. You can then begin to gently press the hands down, rotate them down, place them next to your body, palms facing down, beside the hips. As you press down, gently lift your hips with your next inhale. As you exhale, gently bring the hips down towards the mat. You're welcome to release or just hover over the mat. Inhale, rising. Exhale, lowering and softening down. 2 more times in your own time. Noticing how it feels to begin to engage in a more active way with the body. Final time here. As you feel ready, pull your right knee into your chest. Keeping the left foot on the ground, left knee bend, allow yourself to find a little bit of intuitive movement here. Maybe the right knee rocks side to side. Maybe you find a gentle expansion with the inhale and a pulling of the right thigh closer towards the edge with the exhale. As you feel ready, go ahead and lift the right heel towards the ceiling, flex the right foot. Interlace the hands underneath the right thigh and start to roll around with the right ankle, drawing a circle in the space. And move as slowly as possible, really trying to articulate as much as possible through the toes, exploring the range of movement in the ankle, and noticing also the sensations that awaken as well as the ones that fade out and go to sleep. Move in both directions if you haven't yet. Find the opposite side of that movement. And as you feel ready, go ahead and flex the right foot a lot. Reach your right heel towards the ceiling and just notice the extension of the right leg. Now become aware of your back body and may your left hip soften down. And the lower back rests on the earth. And the collarbones spread apart so the shoulders pull down towards the mat. Final breath here. Shifting towards a half happy baby. So as you bend the right knee, draw the right knee and thigh towards the right side of the rib cage. Bring the right arm inside the leg and reach up with the peace fingers of the right hand to grab onto your right big toe. Left hand now shifts and comes into the left hip. And just lightly pressing it down and rolling the left hip down towards the left to stabilize your spine. Then eventually from here, you're welcome to extend the right heel high, keeping that right knee deeply bent so we're focusing more on the hip. So thinking about the right knee and thigh moving downward, gravitating towards the earth. Full breath in through the nose. Full breath out through the nose. And from here on, we'll stay breathing in and out through the nose so that we can start to build a little bit more heat in the body. You're welcome to practice Ujjayi Pranayama, slight constriction in the backside of your throat. Hear the sound to your breathing. You're going to then cross this right ankle over your left knee. So you're going to let go of the toe. Find a figure four with the legs. And we're going to switch legs by grabbing onto the left thigh or interlacing hands over the left shin for reclined pigeon. 5 breaths. You're welcome to move around, maybe rocking side to side, or allowing the legs to move away from you as you inhale, move closer to you as you exhale. Options are endless. Notice what feels the most supportive. As a method of precaution, allow the right heel to continue to stay active and the right ankle to continue to stay flexed. Final 2 breaths. As you feel ready, from here, we'll let the arms come out to the sides and the T. Slide the right thigh over your left, so just crossing the legs now. And then gently draw the knees over the midline and into the left side for a spinal twist. We'll stay here for about 5 more breaths. So rather than forcing the body to go deeper into the twist, can you notice how the body naturally opens and finds the sense of ease with each exhale? So tune into that and meet your body where it is and walk with it as it unfolds. Walk with it as the muscles unlock. As you feel ready, continue to breathe deeply as you rotate the gaze over to the left side. And notice that the right leg is on top. So we're just going to extend it and flex the right heel over to the left side, straightening the leg and releasing it from that nice cross. Then as you bend the right knee one more time, just place it over the left. So both thighs, ankles, and knees touch. Then using your core, come back to center. Pause in stillness as you give yourself a loving hug. And just feel the back body resting on the mat. Everything in the front body opening and spreading apart. Maybe a gentle rock side to side. It can be welcome now. And as you feel ready, finding center one more time, repeating that sequence over on the other side. So holding onto the left leg, the right foot will come to the mat, the knee will stay bent. You're welcome to invite some movement here with the left leg, maybe rocking side to side. Maybe you're finding anything else that feels good. like a sense of an expansion with the inhale, and a sense of contracting or pulling the left leg in as you exhale. As you feel ready, find center and reach your left heel towards the ceiling. Interlace the hands underneath the left thigh. And first, neutralize the back body, so lower back crossing down, shoulders melting down towards the back. Rolling the left ankle around, you're now starting to draw circles in the space and try to articulate as much as possible here. So really exploring the biggest and widest range of the movement in that ankle. Noticing the sensations that awaken and the ones that fade away, and eventually switching directions. As you feel ready, finding center, flexing the left foot, feeling the extension of that left leg, so reach your left heel high. Think about happy baby, so bending into the left knee. Left arm comes inside the leg. With the peace fingers of the left hand, reach up to grab the big toe. And then right palm slides down into the right hip to stabilize. Two more breaths here, really noticing how the left thigh is gravitating towards the ground, as well as the tip of both shoulders also melt towards the earth. I'm going to cross now the left ankle over the right knee in front of you, so letting go of the foot and coming into a figure four with the legs. Moving towards reclined pigeon, we'll switch sides and grab onto the right thigh instead, or interlace the hands over the right shin. Movement is welcomed here, so allow yourself to experience anything intuitive that the body wants. And keep in mind that protecting the knee joint comes with allowing of the flexing of the left ankle. Just a couple more breaths here. Noticing how the back body can rest on the earth, so rather than noticing the tips of the shoulders lifting and following that urge to control, see if you can just begin to ease into the body. Final few breaths here. As you feel ready, arms come out to the sides in a T, and just slide the left thigh over the right, cross-legged. And draw the knees over to the right side, coming into the opposite side of your spine twist. And again, you might notice that the knees don't drop all the way, so rather than forcing, just gradually breathe and let that breath help you with the unfolding of the posture. Every inhale is a moment for us to just pull away from the edge, and every exhale can be a moment of traveling towards that. Final 2 breaths here. As you feel ready, continue to breathe that deeply and roll the gaze of the head over to the right side. You're going to slowly unhook the left leg and just extend through the leg as if you're kicking the heel forward towards the right side. Then as you bend the knee, allow the thigh, knee, and ankle to meet, so one leg is over the other. Then using your core, come back to center. Find a moment of stillness there to neutralize the spine, and give yourself another loving hug. Knees can stay gently apart this time. Coming into a happy baby's pose, full body, full shape. Allow yourself to find some movement there. And as you feel ready, find a moment of center stillness. And just feel the back body pressing towards the earth. 3 breaths. Deep inhale. Exhaling. Full breath in. Exhaling. Final breath. Feel free to sigh it out through the mouth. Hug your knees and thighs towards your chest, and you can start to rock forward and back a few times, or you can drop into one side to come into a comfortable seated position. Once you rise and cross the legs in front of you, roll over the knees and find a tabletop all fours. We'll meet there when you're ready. So feel free to find some support here. If you like, you're welcome to bring a blanket underneath the knees. I'm personally choosing that for today. The joints are feeling sensitive. And as you find that position, let's go ahead and bring the knees a little bit wider than our hip width and start to rock the hips side to side. You're welcome to even shift all the way into one knee, really experience the tilt and the outer hip joint stretch there. Maybe even finding a half circle around and then moving in both directions. And just starting to really awaken and move, shake the dust and the rust off the joints here. So continue to carry intuitive movement, maybe into the spine, moving side to side. Maybe a couple neck rolls here. And as you feel ready, we'll start to set up for cat-cows. So as you inhale, drop the belly down, let the belly expand, crown of the head and tailbone rise. Exhale, curl into the spine, soften the chin and tailbone underneath. Inhale, dropping the belly, feeling the belly expand as there tension. Exhale, curl into the spine, open up the back of the heart as there tension. Just continue moving forward and back, exploring those two areas, the belly and cow, and the space between the heart and calf. These two areas can be a source of a lot of tension and where a lot of energy can get stuck. And so as we move through these two postures and locate those areas, can we breathe and consciously connect to those places. As you feel ready, we'll find a moment of stillness in that cat pose. So curling into the spine here. Taking a very long inhale through the nose. Hold that breath at the top. We're going to keep holding onto that breath as we release the spine, come into a cow, tuck your toes. And now exhale into downward facing dog. You can start to create wider stance by walking your feet back and then pedaling out the feet to invite some intuitive movement in your posture. Know that your anchor in this position is your palms, so really pressing into the index and thumb, spread your fingers wide, feel the grip of the fingertips on the ground. Find a moment of stillness when you're ready. And just connect to the breath here. Noticing its mobility, its lightness, and also the ability it has to anchor you and carry you into the present time. As you feel ready, we'll start to roll forward the inhale, and in your own unique time, use the exhale to lift back into downward facing dog. Feel free to explore the rolling of the spine, so really lifting to the tips of the toes, lift the tailbone, roll from the base of the spine all the way to the neck, and then exhale to lift back. 2 more times on your own. The next time you come into a plank position, we're just gonna hold that plank for a moment. As you exhale, push the mat away a lot. Hold that, take another full breath. Exhale, drop your knees, open them wide, big toes touch, come into child's pose. Allow the arms to curl forward as you lift your elbows. Keep in an active child's pose here for another 2 full breaths. Deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale. One more full breath in through the nose. And exhale. Lifting the gaze, inhale, rolling forward, tabletop. Tuck your toes, exhale, downward facing dog. And then eventually walking forward, allow your feet to meet your palms at the top of the mat, so you may have to bend the knees or even come into the tips of the toes to bring the feet all the way forward. Hands can rest on blocks for a moment if you'd like to stabilize your posture and find the four corners of both right and left foot. You can bend the knees a lot to bring the belly and chest closer to the thighs in order to support the spine in this forward fold. We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. Deep inhale. Exhaling. Full breath in. Exhaling. Final and deepest breath here. As you feel ready, we'll slowly begin to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. You can even support your roll by walking the hands through the legs. And as you rise all the way up to the top, you can roll your shoulders all the way up and back a few times. Bring the awareness again into the space between the shoulder blades, and as you roll them back and down, can you bring them to kiss as much as possible? As you feel ready, let the arms hang heavy down towards the mat next to the body, palms rotate to face forward. I invite you to find a focus for your gaze, something beyond you, in front of you, or find an internal gaze with eyes closed. Wherever you are, bring part of your attention into the soles of the feet. Feel the mat and your connection to the earth. From there, find a light bend on the knees so that you're supported, but you are lightly existing in that space with buoyancy. And then as you feel that awareness rising up through the back of the legs to the tailbone, tuck under. Find the length of the spine all the way from the perineum into the base of the neck. Draw the head slightly back so the chin comes a little bit closer to the throat. And it's parallel to the mat. And then lifting through the crown of your head, you feel yourself getting a little bit taller. You are here now, connected, present, uniting with your body and the many layers of yourself, so know that you can bring them along with you. As you find your next inhale, sweep the arms up high, Urdhva. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, finding a halfway lift flat back. As you exhale, bring the right leg back and release the right knee to the mat. You're welcome to keep hands down on the earth or on blocks. And as you press down, can you inhale to lift your chest, slide back down. From here, walking the hands closer to you or even your blocks closer to you, shift back, straighten the left leg out split. As you inhale, can you lengthen, lengthening from the tailbone to the crown, flexing that left foot, exhale to hold or gradually fold over the left leg. Two more breaths. Final breath here. As you feel ready, lifting the spine and gaze, rebend your left knee, remove the props and step back into downward facing dog. As you find an inhale, roll forward to plank. Hold that plank as you exhale. Full breath in, belly pushes out. Exhale, hug it back in. One more long breath. Exhale, lifting hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg floats high. Exhale, right knee to nose. Slowly push the mat away to step forward. Back knee will drop once more. Sweep the arms up and over the head as you inhale. Press into the top of that back foot, as well as the four corners of your right foot. And then from there, let your hips settle down. Interlace the hands and bring them into the back of the head. And be mindful of which thumb is at the top or on the bottom so you can switch to the opposite side. Now feel yourself pulling the elbows away from each other. Simultaneously, shoulder blades kiss. Tips of the shoulders and collarbones spread apart. And then feel your anchor here in both feet. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Right palm will drop down to a block or even to the mat. Left arm stretches up and over to the side. Body stretch. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. 2 more breaths. Final breath. Slowly, we're going to bring the chest closer to the right thigh. As we bring hands inside of this right foot, go ahead and tuck your back toes under, lift the knee, spin your left heel down. Walk your hands through the mid-ledge of your mat, and then come into a wide-legged straddle heel, Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale for a halfway lift, flat back. And as you exhale, let the belly come down first, then the chest, then lastly, the head will release. Feel free to not no, not yes a few times. Feel free to gather a full breath in and burst your lips as you exhale to release the throat and the jaw. As you feel ready, inhale for a halfway lift, flat back. Walk your palms to frame your right foot on the top of the mat. Spin onto your back toes. Take a gentle bend on the back knee to push and step forward safely, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae, and we'll meet in standing Tadasana pose. As you rise, inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, palms to heart center. One more time like that. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Last time, transitioning. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg back. Release the knee to the mat. Palms will stay down on the ground or use your blocks here to press down and inhale for a slight back bend hard and gaze to the left. Really opening up through the front side of the body, all the way down into that left thigh and front side of the hip. As you feel ready, blocks come closer. Shift your hips back, half split, straightening the right leg. Now always invite a gentle bend if that helps you square out the hips. Always being mindful of what supports the body and its alignment to keep integrity. Now the inhale can be an opportunity to lengthen and move away from sensation, and exhale to either hold or move towards that edge. As you feel ready, lifting the gaze, slightly bend on that right knee, blocks can come to the side. We'll meet back in downward facing up. As you inhale, rolling forward into plank. Exhale to hold. Inhaling deeply. Exhale to hold. One more full breath. Exhale, lifting back up. Inhale, left leg sweeps up. Exhale, knee touches nose. Step forward, back knee will drop once more. This time, arms sweep above your head, low crescent lunge. Exhale, finding the four corners of that left foot and the top of that right foot, rooting lightly on the mat. Then hips can release down. As you interlace the hands, switch the grip so opposite thumb is at the bottom. As you press lightly into the head pushes back, and then elbows will open up. Keep in mind that the integrity here is to keep the length of my spine, no compression. So tailbone slightly tucks. The upper back is the one that lifts and then maybe comes back. One more full breath here. From your left hand comes into a block or the mat. Right arm stretches up and over the head for a side body stretch. Deep inhale. Exhale. Full breath in. Exhaling. Final breath here. From here, belly comes closer to the right and left thigh. Both hands come inside of that left foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift the knee. Spin the right heel down. Walk your hand through the length of your mat. Coming into the wide-legged straddle, second side. Prasarita Bhavanasana for 3 breaths. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, folding inside of the legs. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Last full breath here. As you feel ready, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Walk your hands to frame your left foot at the top. Spin onto your back toes, light bend on the back knee to push safely into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, bend your knees, fold the deepest that you can. And then roll up vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up to standing posture. As you rise, inhale, arms rise. Exhale, palms to heart center. One more time like that. Inhale, reaching even farther away. Exhale, palms to heart center. Moving through that one more time. Inhale, arms will rise. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, right leg back, release the knee down to the front. Inhale, lengthening the heart and gaze up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll to plank. We're gonna hold that plank as you exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale. One more breath. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg floats up high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step forward, back knee drops. Inhale, arms sweep up this time. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the head. Inhaling here, pulling elbows apart. Exhale, hips come down towards the mat. One more breath. Exhaling here. Right palm down to a block or the mat. Left arm stretches up and over the head, side body bend. Deep inhale. Exhale. One more long breath. Exhale, belly and chest comes to the right thigh, hands inside the right foot. Tuck your back toes, lift the knee. As you spin your left heel down, open to the long edge of your mat, and then inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, folding your deepest. One more breath there. As you find an inhale, length and halfway lift. Exhale, walking hands to frame the right foot. Spin onto your back toes. Inhale in this runner's lunge. Exhale, stepping forward with Asana. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, folding your deepest. Inhale, come to stand. Arms will rise up and over your head. Exhale, fold just right down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg steps back. Release the knee. Palms stay down, just lengthening through the heart, guts and chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank position. Hold that plank as you exhale. Moving through a Vata Pacifying pose. Inhaling. Exhaling. Fullest breath. Exhale, hips will lift. Inhale, left leg floats high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step forward. Back knee will drop. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, interlacing hands behind the head. Inhale, pulling elbows apart, heart lifts. Exhale, holding the shift. One more breath here. Left hand comes to a block with the mat, right arm rises up and over, side body stretch. Deep inhale. One more breath. As I exhale, belly and chest comes closer to my left thigh, arms come inside that left foot. Tuck your back toes, lift the knee. Spinning the back heel down, open to the long edge of your mat. Pacifying. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding even deeper. One more breath there. As you find an inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Walk your palms to frame the left foot, spin onto your back toes here. Inhaling in that runner's lunge. Exhale, stepping forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. This time as you exhale, bend your knees, shift the weight onto the heels. Utkatasana with the inhale, chair pose. As you exhale, shifting back, making sure I can see my toes beyond your knees, except unless you have a big sweater like me and can't see the shit down there. 2 more breaths, deep inhale. Exhale, sinking a little bit deeper. 1 more breath here. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, drop the palms, step or hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana, or move through the vinyasa on your own time. You're welcome to skip it also. We'll be back in downward facing dog. Just checking in with the body, checking in with the breath, noticing how am I feeling right now. We're just gonna move through 1 round of standing serious with a couple breaths per posture, but just keeping things flowing. As you inhale, right leg floats. Exhale, knee to nose. Step forward, spin the back heel down. Inhale, warrior 2, opening to the long edge of your mat. Settle in, bringing the gaze forward in front of the right hand. Inhale deeply as you press the mat away, rise up. Exhale, coming a little more into that right thigh. 2 more breaths. Inhale deeply. Exhale. 1 more breath. As you inhale, reverse the warrior, lifting up before going back. Then extended side angle form to my right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over my head. Maybe right palm drops down onto a block or the mat. We're doing a lot of side body bending, so really spinning that left shoulder back, opening up through the chest, pressing into both feet equally, keeping mindful of that left foot behind. 1 more breath here. Inhale, reverse the warrior, pressing down, lift up and back. At the top, straighten the right leg. Reverse triangle, find another breath here. And then slowly lifting up to center, arms come out to the sides in a T, heel to the back foot a little bit closer. From there, we're gonna reach forward with the right hand as the left hip lifts. We're gonna find Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right palm may drop onto the right shin, a block, or even the mat behind you. I invite you to really press into those feet and feel the thighs lifting, the left hip rising up towards the sky as the crown of the head lengthens forward. And think about an open twist and a back bend here. So as you find every exhale, may the heart spin up towards the left hand. May you also lean back, opening up through the chest, feeling the extension from that left hip bone all the way up to the neck. 2 more breaths here. And that Trikonasana triangle pose, you're gonna slowly rotate the gaze down to the mat. Bending into that right knee, bring your hand or your block into the right front corner of your mat. Shift the weight into half moon pose, left leg rises up. Now you're gonna find the same alignment here as Trikonasana, so as you find that length and balance, you're gonna start to spin the heart towards that left hand. You're gonna start to lean back and feel the left heel pressing in the opposite direction. Another few breaths here. Where else can I expand? Where else can I root in order to rise? Really feeling the 4 corners of that right foot pressing onto the mat. You're supported here. We're gonna take that final breath. And as you exhale, left hand drops down. Begin to square the hips and shoulders, coming to visit warrior 3. Take a full breath here. Exhale, left foot comes down to meet the right, bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, palms to the heart, twist left elbow outside of the right thigh. As you twist in that chair, press into the thigh, thigh pushes back into the arms. Palms are pressing into each other, so the heart can rotate towards the thumb slowly. Now in every twist, there's an opposition. So as the upper body's twisting right, the lower body's moving left, so left hip pulls back behind you. 2 more breaths. Wonderful. From here, unhook. Come all the way up to a standing posture. Sweep the arms up and over. Receive a full breath here. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop back. Moving through the vinyasa, it's up to you. You're also welcome to skip and meet me back in downward facing dog. One final side, and then we'll just start to unwind and slow things down. Inhale, left leg floats up high. Exhale, knee touches nose, stepping forward, back heel spins down. Inhale, warrior two, long and over your mat. As you find a posture pressing down into the feet, inhale, lifting. Exhale, coming a little bit more into that left thigh. Inhale, lifting. Exhale to settle. Inhaling here for your last one. Exhale, settle. Inhale to reverse your warrior, lifting up before going back. And then form to the left thigh. Right arm rises up and over for extended side angle. Option of releasing the left hand down onto a block or the mat behind the left ankle. Taking a very long inhale as I spin my heart up, that right shoulder is coming back. Exhale, can my shoulders soften, can my hips become heavier. One more long inhale here. And exhale. As you inhale, reverse the warrior, so really pressing into both feet, lift up before going back, and at the top, straighten that left leg, reverse triangle. One more breath there. As you feel ready, coming through center, arms come out to the sides, mid-T, heel to the back foot a little closer. And then reaching forward with the left hand of the torso as the right hip lifts behind you, moving into triangle pose. So Vata Trikonasana. Left hand may drop onto the shin, block, or even the mat behind you. And really thinking about both feet pressing down, the thighs will begin to lift. We're really engaging through the legs. The right hip rises a little bit more, the crown of the head lengthens forward. Now as the right arm reaches up, can the heart spin towards it? And then begin to lean back simultaneously. Last 2 breaths. First things first, we'll switch the gaze down to the ground, bending into that left knee, left hand comes forward, shift the weight, half moon pose. As you feel ready, that right leg will lift, and as you flex the right foot, just pressing back as if you could leave a footprint in the wall behind you. Now once you find that, you want to find the same alignment as Trikonasana, so you're lengthening and spinning the heart up towards the right palm, and eventually slightly leaning back to create even more expansion. Find the four corners of the left foot really anchoring down into that foundation where everything is born from always. Let's gather our final breath here. As you exhale, gaze comes down to the ground, fingertips lifted, right palm drops down, squaring the hips, right leg is lifted. Visiting warrior 3, receive a full breath here. Exhale, right foot releases, meets the left, bend the knees, inhale, chair pose with Vata. Exhale, palms to heart center, twist right elbow outside of the left thigh. Pressing palm on palm, elbow into thigh. Then notice how the thigh is going to start to push back. Now as the heart begins to twist over to the thumbs, as the upper body twists left, the lower body's twisting right, so right hip continues to pull back, nice. One more breath here. And slowly as you unhook, inhale to reach all the way up to stand, arms lift above you. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. We're gonna set up for Malasana, so slowly heel till the feet apart. Bring the toes to slightly angled out, bend the knees, dropping into the hips, maybe using a block if you'd like. As you find that posture, allowing the elbows to come inside the knees and push against your thighs. Thighs are going to start to push back into the arms. Then hands will experience a lock. See if you can bring the hands down in front of the heart or down towards the center of the sternum. And as you press now in towards the arms, see if you can bring the heart forward and the shoulders back. Another 5 breaths here. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, becoming aware of my experience. Locating the sensations in my body. Associating them with qualities, but rather than judging as good or bad, welcome them as information for you to work with. Information that your body is revealing. You're here to notice the language of the body. The body speaks through sensations. Last full breath. If you're using a block, you're welcome to slowly bring the hands down to the mat. Lift your seat, remove the blocks. And everybody, let's just drop onto our stiff bumps. We're gonna make our way down to the mat. So rolling down, hug your knees and thighs towards your chest. Giving yourself a nice loving hug. You can rock side to side if you'd like. From here, you're welcome to slowly lift the legs up towards the sky, flexing or pointing the feet, palms can rest next to your hips. And you're welcome to stay here if you desire a more gentle inversion, or moving towards plow, using your core, take an exhale to lift the legs up and over your head. We'll be in plow for a little bit. So rather than rushing into the next shape, allow yourself to feel comfortable in that seat of the asana. So as your hands come together, you can even interlace the fingers and then walk your shoulder blades a little bit closer together if you can. As you find that position, if it feels difficult to maintain, you're welcome to also bring the hands into the lower back. And maybe your toes are touching the mat. Maybe they're still lifted above you. So really noticing how the hips can lift up toward the sky. Really using the back strength and the strength of the core to avoid compression in the neck. Taking another 3 breaths in. When you're ready, palms can come into the lower back, if you haven't yet, and then slowly lifting up for shoulder stand. And shoulder stand meaning that your legs are going to rise up to the sky. As the hips move towards the head, the feet move away from the head. As you feel ready, just relaxing the toes, relaxing the ankles, allowing the knees to soften. Maybe walking the hands through the upper back to support and stack the hips over the shoulders. Final 2 breaths. As you feel ready, legs can come over the head one more time. Slowly with control of the core. And then eventually bringing one palm at a time back down to the earth. Rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. Then once the hips release, keep the legs straight. If you have a surface underneath you like a block or a bolster, bend the knees, drop the feet to the mat, lift the hips and remove the prop. If you're just like me, extending the legs up and no surface underneath you except the mat, begin to press the legs down with the strength of your core. And as your heels release to the mat, keep the thighs together, legs engaged. Bring the arms forward and towards the top of your mat. And as you reach forward, notice where your hands land and then just slightly slide them underneath your body. We're gonna set up for fish pose Matsyasana. So as you feel ready, keeping the legs either pointed or flexed through the feet to engage the muscles, you're gonna press through the forearms, and you're gonna bend the elbows to lift the chest. And then as you lift the chest, scoop the shoulder blades and the elbows a little closer. Allow the head to now release back. Simultaneously feel as if your heart would be tied up to a string and it's being lifted to the sky. Now you're pressing through the forearms in order to support that lift of the heart. Very little weight is on the head. Taking a very long inhale through the nose. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Final breath here. Just listen carefully, really pressing into the forearms. You're gonna start to tuck your chin into your chest, and then eventually roll, curling into the spine. Once the head releases, the hands can come out underneath you. And we're just taking a moment to pause there in complete stillness, already somewhat in Shavasana. You're welcome to nod the head no a few times, releasing the neck. And for the last thing, I invite you to bring your fingertips to meet at the center of the chest, so right underneath the collarbones. And you're gonna move towards the center of the chest, so towards the midline, where both hands, if you bend the elbows and bring the back of the hands to meet, they could touch. And so using your fingertips, you're just gonna paw through the fabric. That is the muscle that rounds around your ribcage. And you can paw your way out towards the armpits. And then maybe even a little bit closer to the center and move downward. And again, outward towards the shoulders. You might feel areas of tenderness and sensitivity, especially for bodies that are carrying breasts. You're welcome to give yourself that little bit of a massage and eventually allow the arms to extend out towards the earth. You're welcome to bring the legs even wider than your mat and really take up a lot of space here. And as you feel ready, gather one big inhale through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Let your body get heavy, get situated. I'm going to be here for just a couple more minutes. So as you begin to settle here in this position, you're invited to take this opportunity to reflect upon your own experience of practice today. And in a practice, there's no room for perfection. There's only space for progress. What progress that you achieve today. Know that even the subtle ones count.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
it to connect to your breath. And through it, begin to deepen the relationship to your body. You might even notice a subtle movement that is brought forth by the breath. Maybe even sensations begin to awaken, others fade away. In your own unique time, you're invited to just slowly move, brushing thumbs through the fingertips, wiggling toes around, maybe moving the muscles of my face, and allowing anything that feels supportive to follow. In your own unique time, you're invited to drop into one side. Using a hand, you can push yourself into a closing seat. Give yourself the opportunity to just notice yourself on the seat and in the position that you are. Is there anything that shifted from the moment that you walked into your practice to this very moment right now? Is there something that still remains? And knowing that there's a purpose for that. Oftentimes the things that stay are asking for our attention, or asking for space to breathe a little bit more. As you acknowledge the changes and the creation that you brought forth through your practice, a moment to thank yourself for showing up. And expand your awareness to thinking about everything and everyone that in some way, whether direct or indirect, in a small or big gesture, allowed you and contributed to your journey that brought you here today. By that I mean where you are in your life right now. Taking a moment to express our gratitude for all the little pieces of this greater picture and how they move in ways that allows us to move through our life. How the divine itself orchestrates everything in this world so that our existence can carry forward each day. May we not only be thankful for our souls and their path in the world, but the source to them. The source that makes us collide and build relationships. Bringing our hands together to really honor the sacred light that carries us forward. We're moving through a very auspicious time right now. It's one of my favorite festivals, Diwali, which represents the triumph of the good over the evil, the light over the darkness. So may we always find our way into the light by acknowledging that it is important oftentimes to sit in our darkness so that it can be transformed. Namaste. Happy second day of Diwali. Thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure to have you, Mary. Hopefully I'll get to see you in person. You know, I teach here every Thursday, so you're welcome to come. But otherwise, thank you for showing up, and I'll see you soon. Send my love to Rob.
I will, yes. And you know, I'll email you if I'm gonna, your email's on the website, on the Stanton?
You can email the Stanton email, I'll get it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so if you register for the class, you can just say, hey, I'm coming in person, and I'll know.
All right, that would be great. And you know what, could I bring Rob? Because you know what, Rob tried doing the virtual, and with his hearing challenged, it didn't, he, you know, he's been doing a lot of, you know, yoga with you know who online, which is great.
Yeah. Yoga with Adrienne.
Yeah, yes, because and I mean I've done a lot too, you know, because it's nice in between to just do a little class, but
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't. He has too many challenges with his hearing